Brother Gahar Derviach stares up at the afternoon sky, hands folded behind his back in silence. Behind him, the door of the meeting house has been propped open. Redfang pauses on the threshold and knocks just the same, then resumes his approach with his head bowed. The priest does not turn his eyes from the window. Old Deadeye teaches us to appreciate the simple things in life, my friend. Be industrious, yes. Help your community in any way that you can. But always, always, make time for the world around you, for a blue sky dotted with clouds, and a crisp fall breeze. Redfang stops approaching a few yards short of the simple pulpit. Brother Derviach's post is not elevated over the congregation, and is adorned with no more decoration than a tanned hide with the symbol of the longbow burned into its surface. This is not a building for ceremony. This is a building for community. Redfang clears his throat nervously. Brother, I apologize for interrupting you. It's just, I'm concerned about those outsiders. A single XILL is a formidable foe. A colony of them, I shudder to think. You trust these people, who've come from a field, arms full of weapons? I do. They slew a Yaoguai on behalf of the city. They have unnatural beings among them, outsiders, and those tainted by the stain from beyond the stars. They conceal their purpose for being here, the identities of these friends that they dance around so carefully. And still, you trust them? Redfang takes a long breath, carefully considering the question. Yes, brother. I believe that whatever their goals, they are friends to Eidenvey. Brother Derviach turns to face Redfang, his face placid, as always. Very well, my friend. Then I shall endeavor to trust them as well. What would you have me do? This is Pod Against the Machine.
Pod Against the Machine.
Welcome back to Pod Against the Machine, the only Pathfinder actual play podcast that has to think seriously about the question, what's a better tool for surgery, a light hammer or a millennia-old pair of tongs? I'm your host, and here's everybody.
Don't forget the gun.
We probably cleaned the tongs first, right? Some iodine in there, right? Yeah.
Those tongs.
Hello.
Hey.
I think canonically the tongs have never been cleaned since ancient Andrafa brought them over.
Bummer. And Basari succumbs to infection.
Yeah, she's septic.
I still can't get over Asher humming the thong song now that he said it. Just like Cisco reverberating down the spooky walls.
I could totally see Asher doing that.
Those tongs.
Like it when those eggies go. Like it when those eggies go. Yep,
of the current party, it would be Asher and Briggs to drop a mix album tape. That's just Cisco.
It's just Asher does Cisco. Now that's what I call a good idea.
I was going to say Asher and Briggs. Well, Briggs is Asher's hype man.
Oh, the bonus content nobody asked for.
That also even sounds like the name of some like really obscure, really bad adult contemporary album. Asher does Cisco.
It's just a picture of Asher walking away on the cover. It's the smooth sounds.
No, he's in front of a fireplace for some reason. All the really crappy adult contemporary albums have them just standing in front of a fireplace for no reason.
Well, if we're going Cisco, though, it should be thematically appropriate. And then they sell it on like Nick at Night at like 11:30 p.m. And they do the fade-in face where you can see two Ashers, and one is staring straight at the camera, and one is like profile. And he's singing about those tongs.
Those tongs.
Yay, we did it.
All right, good night, Sam.
We'd like to thank our new sponsor, Cisco. And no, not the food distribution brand. In fact, the artist.
You thought he was gone? Nope.
You'd think with these IT nerds it would be the networking, but no,
Yep.
no.
Yeah.
Yep. Not SYSCO or CISCO. Yep. SYSQO. Enter the Dragon.
Is that really how you spell it? I had no idea.
It is.
Oh, yes. And the album was Enter the
Very
Dragon.
hip.
I believe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
I
I feel
learned
good about
something
this.
today.
You're off to a great
He
start.
was also
team.
way ahead of the curve with like the unnatural gray hair because he would dye his hair like super gray.
It was like 15
great.
years ahead. Wild
Yeah.
times.
I mean, I know people are always saying Cisco was really ahead of the time and we should
Yeah.
just get in line there, but
They were always talking about how he took such initiative. Oh, we should roll that.
Excellent segue.
Speaking of initiative, previously on the program, we started the episode by rolling for initiative, and we had a knockdown, drag-out brawl between our party and some Zill babies, with a special guest appearance by the wall-walking Zill, which tried to burst out of the floor and grab Asher again, only to be stymied by the railroad tracks, which our friend the woman in the wall had warned them were a good idea to stand on top of because it couldn't actually move through the tracks. It still managed to grab Asher and give him a little bit of a fright, but the party executed the babies and did some damage to the wall walker before it retreated, let Asher go, and then they were free to free our new friend Basari, who was captain of the guard. She came into the mine as part of a security party trying to find the missing miners, and they found at least why they were missing, as they were picked off one by the Zill that can walk through walls. And they gave them a little bit of a what for, collapsed a tunnel, killed some Zills, but ultimately they lost, and the Zill managed to escape the tunnel and drag people back through one by one through the mine into whatever is so clearly labeled on our map, Area B at the back of the mine. But after some quick surgery that took like an hour and a half of just really nerve-wracking gripping and tonging, Asher extract...
and emotional diligence by our doctors/operators, as per any good Grey's Anatomy episode.
Yes, the very bedside manner 4 managed to extract one egg from Alwyn, who, oh yeah, Alwyn's got some eggs in him, and all 4 eggs from Basari, and she wants to help with the fight, but she's also hurt and covered in blood and has no weapons, so that's helpful. And then the wall walker just, popped out right at the end of the episode, said, "Remember me," and grabbed Kira. We were about to...
Was that in common?
It was more in like kind of a statement language, like the language of action.
She speaks the language of action.
Interpretive dance.
If everybody wants to roll for initiative real quick, I wouldn't be opposed.
Now, you're asking us now for the first time, correct? Like, when you were talking about initiative earlier, that wasn't our cue to roll, so if one of us had happened to roll a natural 3 at that time, we could maybe ignore that and roll for real now?
Well,
It's your conscience.
it's up to you and how you feel about your personal honesty in that situation.
Okay, yeah, in that case, no. Alan rolled a 3 for a 10.
All right, how about Kira?
A 7 for a 13.
All right, Asher,
A natural 15 for a dirty 20.
Nice.
looking pretty fast. How about Brixbo?
13 for a 21.
Ooh, even faster. And a quick roll for our friend Basari. Not very fast, but it's okay. She can't contribute anyways.
Sorry, that's going to be a 12. I am grappled.
All right, well, Brixby's up first.
So, Brixby, stride his disc. He's not going to attack. He's going to, in the direction of Walzil, say, "Hey, you! Release my friend. If you are stuck with the same curse that Zagmander was, we'd be happy to set you free in the same means. But first, we must parley. So come out of the wall and release the girl." That's a bluff. 8 on the die for a 16. But yeah, that's basically standard action. He decided to, take a little page out of Dr. Gripper's book.
Dr. Grips.
Try to calm down the old the old conflict, but I don't think it worked. And that's his turn. You know what? He'll hover. Let's hover over to here. Hovin on the disc.
All right.
Oh, good. I wasn't going to go there.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, that's cool.
All right. Dr. Grips, it's your turn.
Dr. Grips, who had canonically loaded a mundane round into his gun, I would say is wielding that and not currently wielding some horrifyingly gore-covered tongs. Some very, very, very badly gone brats. Will take a 5-foot step to the west along the tracks here. We'll have some cov, but hey, fun fact about Smite Evil is this creature continues to be under the effects of Smite until it dies or I rest to regain my use of the ability, and I have not done so. So I'm about to unleash a full attack. Oh, but wait, we're going to do a swift action to focus aim, and that is going to be 3 very empowered bullets going at this Walzil.
That seems like cheating, but okay.
Says the man behind the curtain of the Walzil.
Cheats McCheats.
Yeah, he's speaking from experience since he's been cheating with this wall.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. We're going with a 24 against touch. Only a no, that's the second one. Haha! I'm good at brain. 21 against touch. There we go. Got there. And a 23 against touch.
That is 3 hits on the Walzil. Even with some cover.
Should have
from
deadly
Kira.
aimed. I didn't deadly aim. I should have. That's okay. Because these are still all going to be at a +9. Oof. Of course, it was garbage, but still, that is 35 points of damage.
Ew.
Which would again bypass any DR if the Walzil has that.
Noted. The Walzil. I mean, I think there's a reason that it was going after you after that. It was preemptive.
Yeah, but it didn't know he could do that.
No.
It was preemptive.
It had a feeling, a bad feeling about Hesher.
Tonight's not gonna be a good night.
Alright, it's Walzil's turn.
So I assume that, my 16 bluff followed by Asher's fusillade of bullets really didn't convince them to, hey, it's Freaky Friday. What is this?
Yeah, it got conflicting messages there, and it's going to relinquish the grapple on Kira, so, obviously it's about to become best friends with all of you, and then it's going to go for the claw bite. 29 for claw number 1.
Aha, I'm not raging this time, so that, it does still hit, but with less difference in between.
5 damage and 32 on the grapple.
5 damage, and you said 32 on the grapple, which is so high. So yeah, go ahead and re-grapple, I guess. Way to be original, Rockzil.
30 on claw number 2.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
6 damage. 3 is only a 19.
Haha, it's pretty good. It's still good. That's still
That's
funny.
a very bad roll, too. 5 damage. Final claw. 28.
Yeah, that'll do it also.
4 damage, sorry. And then the bite is a 26.
This is why you never don't rage. 26 will do it.
Cannot wait for those Never Don't Rage shirts.
That is 5 damage, and I do need a fort save.
Is it 5 damage?
Yeah.
I'm also excited for Never Don't Rage shirts. That'll be my PaizoCon. I didn't beat you to it. You said it, and then I repeated it louder.
Jeff beat me to it in the episode. Sorry,
that's a good one. There you go. I'll take it. 12, 23. Right? Yeah, 23.
All right, you good.
Fort save. Well, you say that.
Well,
Great.
you're not paralyzed.
Not paralyzed.
You're probably not dead.
Basically.
You're still grappled. You're standing in front of this thing, and it's your turn.
Great, I'm gonna kill it. God, I'm grappled though. And we tried, we looked at breaking grapple last time, and it was tough. I feel like that was a thing. And I also feel like I have the best chance of being grappled of anyone here. I'm gonna try and hurt it with one thing.
Do you have any one-handed weapons at the ready?
I thought of completely by myself. I'm gonna try and reverse the grapple with help from I do like that, and I will sky metal. Let's reverse that grap. I'm gonna rage first because that'll make it easier. Let's reverse that grap is my favorite game show from the 90s. Here we go. That's a 1. This was fun. This was a fun time. This was a fun time for all of us, and I'm so excited to play my second character.
All right.
Thank you all. Good evening.
Well, on the plus side, you're blurry now.
So blurry?
Yeah.
You can barely see me fading into the wall.
And we've already canonically stated that Sage is a ninja, so that'll be fun to play her.
I've actually considered it pretty. I was like, I could do read a Sage if I had to. Can you remove my single sky metal? Just take that back now. Oof, I've wasted it. Look how cute it is. Yeah. There it goes. That's me.
All right. Let's see. Alwyn is up.
Does Kira look like she needs healing?
Yeah, she does.
Okay. A lot after that fusillade?
Yeah, I mean, whatever you can spare up to, let's say 60 points.
Okay. Alwyn then, now that thing is grappled again and can't take attacks of opportunity, is going to touch his hand onto Kira. Oh yeah, I looked it up. You can't. It says you can't take attacks of opportunity unless that creature has something special in its ability about extra limbs. It should be fine.
Yeah, unless it's grab or something specific.
2d8 plus 1 per cast level. Okay. Oh god, that's awful. That is 10 points of healing for a.
I will take it.
Spell. And that will be his turn. He's just going to stay here next to Kira.
All right. Basari is going to get up from prone, and she's going to say, does anyone have a weapon? I can help. And she's just...
Kira is covered in
I literally am
5 feet away.
I'm dripping with weapons.
What kind of action would it be to just take a weapon off of Kira? Can she just take one?
I would think it would be like a retrieving a stowed item.
I can't do anything to stop her.
Got those tearaway weapon straps.
Yeah. Is that move adjacent or is that a standard action to retrieve a stow item?
I think it's
I would
full round action to retrieve a stowed item.
I would say, and it depends on what she's going for, but anything the Hammer and Ethel are probably both reachable. Anything else would probably be stowed.
It would have to be probably a full round action, right, to pull it off of her.
Okay, so I think she's gonna grab Lucy the hammer.
Don't break it. It's from my dad.
And then she'll just say to Alwyn, get out of the way! And stay where she is. Brixby, you're up.
Right, so Brixby, who's benefited from his good buddy Asher's precise shot, is going to roll some spell resistance and be really sad, probably. Let's go. Yup. Doesn't matter. 9 spell resistance. He's going to take a 5-foot step to the left to give Asher that space if he would like it. And that is going to be the end of his turn.
All right. Asher, you've got all sorts of space if you want it.
Asher does like the space. Even though, as far as we know, there's just the one Walzil, Asher's still kind of leery of staying of getting off the tracks. So he'll just take a 5-footer to the southwest and remain kind of on the track, but have a bit of a clearer shot. And we're going to do another grip point swift action to focus his aim and repeat 3 cool bullets, except this time let's just make them deadly aim, shall we? Alright, I like that. That is a 23 on the first one. Only an 18 against touch on the second one.
18 just barely hits touch.
Whew. Thankfully, rolling higher on the last one 2 rounds in a row helps. So that becomes a 18 against.
Alright, sounds like 3 more hits on the Wallzilla.
Yes.
Yeah, so deadly aim, smite, focused aim means that these are going to be 3d8 plus 13 on each of them.
Woohoo!
That's
Let's
a
murder
lot.
the wall thing.
So many.
I would really like to kill this thing, but it probably still has 200 hit points, so 50 points of damage.
Wow.
Yes. So hurt.
Yeah, it looks bad off. It looks really bad off. Oh, I just crossed out its HP and wrote 50 instead of actually doing the math. That's not what I meant to do.
No, that's what you meant to do.
Sounds like it was what you meant to do.
It's not dead. It looks really, really hurt. Anything else anybody can do on Asher's turn?
I wish.
It is. It's gonna run, and I want to murder it.
But that would provoke from Basari, who is now threatening it, if it does try to run. NPC kill.
It's gonna knit itself back together a little bit as it seems to just be pulling in the dust and stone from the wall into its wounds and, just having a grand old time. It's gonna release the grap, just a real quick grap release. Try to shred Kira real quick, just because it feels like it's got her number. Claw number 1's gonna be a 27.
It has some numbers. Yeah. Blur! No. Yes! I'm raging this time. Oh, so raging.
No, blur hit.
No.
Not hit blur. Claw
Not hit blur?
not hit because of blur.
Yes, not hit blur.
32 on the second one. Yes, hit blur.
Yes, hit blur.
That is 7 damage.
That's a little aggressive.
And 26 on the grapple.
26 in the grip. Yeah, that'll wait. No, that'll work. That'll still work. I keep forgetting to uncheck grapple, but 26 is still pretty good.
Natural 20.
Ooh, that's gonna be a bummer.
This is claw number 3. To confirm, we have a 30. Now let me just roll the blur. Only a 14.
Oh, Blur to the rescue. Way to go, Blur.
And the final claw. That is a natural 19 for a 34. Roll that quick.
Yeah, that'll do it. It's
Quick
pretty good.
Blur. 16.
Oh, I'm kind of sorry. A little bit.
It's just gonna bite you. You're gonna
Okay.
nat 1 the save after it hits with the bite. So
Yeah.
17 on the bite. It doesn't even have to roll blur, does it?
No.
No, it does. While I'm grappled and raging.
Would you believe I got a 6 on the blur?
6 Blur.
That was 2
You're so
single
good.
digits
Nice.
on the
Yes.
blur and 2 teens.
Excellent job. Way to go, team. High fives all around,
2
except to
teams.
Sam.
Brixby and Kira.
And it's gonna 5-foot step recede into the wall.
Back
You
into the wall.
can't
I thought
see
it's
it.
grappling her.
It lets go as a free action.
Oh, good. Great. Haha. That's right. Run. But not too far, because we do want to get rid of you.
All right. So it's Kira's turn.
I don't know. I want to kick the wall. But I guess I'll step back onto the tracks instead. It seems like the smart thing to do. Yeah. And I guess I'll make sure I have a chainsaw out in case it does come back. Ooh, actually, no. Let's take out Ethel, because that's adamantine. That's me.
All right, Alwyn.
If I wanted to try to provoke this thing, which speech skill would that be? Would that be intimidate, or would that be diplomacy? What would that be?
It is a feat.
Yeah, antagonize is a feat.
I didn't know if there was antagonize forces it. I didn't know if there was something that I could do that if I rolled high enough, the GM might give it something.
You could go out there and be like, my eggs are lonely. They require more.
I need more eggs.
I was going to say something involving the eggs, but I didn't know if that was an actual role I could do for anything.
I mean, you don't know if it can understand you. You don't know if it can hear you.
I speak
It's got to be all interpretive dance.
Yeah. What role would that be, though, if that was a thing?
I mean, if you want to try to... I mean, are you trying to lie to it? Are you trying to negotiate with it? Are you trying to scare it?
I was trying to... But like I said, I don't know if I can do that without the feat. I was thinking the feat just basically made it that the GM is forced to react when you do it.
Yeah, I mean, you can try to demoralize it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like with a demoralize, it wouldn't want to attack me. I really would like to provoke it, but I guess there's not a good role for that. They don't want to just hide in the wall for 3 more hours and heal like it's been doing. Yeah, I guess all he can do is just walk onto the tracks.
Alright. I think Basari, on her turn, she's just gonna take a little walk down the tracks to get away from this right next to the walls situation. And she'll ready an action to hit it if it comes out. And Brixby.
Brixby's going to stare at 15 feet of movement up to north of Big Stuff and also use their standard action to ready.
Alright, and Asher.
Asher is going to take a 5-foot step to the east and also ready into action. If this thing comes within 25 feet in view, Asher will take a deadly aim shot.
Turn passes. Nothing seems to happen.
Well, is it my turn now?
Yeah, it's you again.
All right, I want to switch places with Bricks. And I don't want to move all the way up because I'll be close to the wall.
Just reposition Bricks.
Grapple Brixby.
And then just move him to the other side. Okay, well then I will also ready in action, I guess. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll ready in action. If it pops out, I want to smack it in the face. All right. That's all I got.
Alwyn.
You do this and the GM will probably just say, nothing happens, but he's just for the heck of it going to roll diplomacy with that is a 23, and he's just going to say, if you don't come out, we'll start cutting the rest of these eggs out.
Alright, and what language was that in?
Does anything seem to happen? He wouldn't know, though, that we already know those things speak, whatever the heck it is, and I don't think he has it anyway. So it would probably just be in common. Let me check. Yeah, he doesn't have, because I think it was like Abyssal or something we figured out they spoke, but he doesn't have that. So he says it in common.
Alright. Yeah, I mean, you can't tell one way or another if it heard you or understood or anything. And Basari is going to keep on readying. Brixbo.
Brixby is gonna ready again. Same thing. Shoot-a-goot the Zill if they see it. But also shout, we need to provoke it.
Alright, Asher.
It would take me 10 minutes to try and remove an egg. I don't think that's really the best course of action at the moment. But if it comes out, we could just murder it. And Asher will ready to deadly aim. Shoot within 25 feet. A Zill, wall or otherwise, that enters his range.
Alright, well, good news. The Zill emerges just to the northwest of Brixby. So I think we get a couple attacks ready to tax here. Asher and Brixby at least.
You want to go first, my man?
Yeah, thanks to the smite, that becomes a 19 against touch.
19 will hit.
Minimum honking damage again. 9 points of bludgeoning and piercing.
All right. It's not super happy about that.
Good.
Oh, man. I'm like wondering if I actually want to take my... I have to roll so many things just to get this off. Whatever. Let's just do it. It's fine. So I guess I should probably roll to cast defensively first, then spell resistance, and then roll to hit. Does that sound good? Like good order of operations to you?
Yeah, that works.
All right. Cast defensively check. I do make it. DC 19. I roll a 10 for a 21. Spell resistance. Here's the heartbreaker. Let's go. 19 on the die for a 26.
All right, you're good there.
But I'm still going to provoke with these scorching rays, but I don't care. Here it comes.
It'll go in for the bite on number 1 first. That is a 17.
That will not hit spell. All right, and that is an 18 versus
18
touch.
hits touch.
Haha, stupid rock monster.
All right, here comes the first one. That's 14 points of damage.
Oh, this thing is looking very bad.
All right, here is number 2 versus touch. That's a 15 on the die for a 22.
Now,
So
here's a question for you. Because a Scorching Ray is a standard action. It's one attack, right? So it can't provoke twice, even though there's 2 beams?
I don't think so.
Or
We can
just-
double check
I
that.
think it's just
Probably
one
not.
provoke, yeah.
Yeah, let's just say no.
I mean, I'm happy to look it up.
Because firing them off is just one single action. It's sort of like firing off,
Yeah.
what's the other one?
I feel like the same
Magic missile.
the same attack can't trigger multiple attacks of opportunity, or the same action can't. So I think it's just the one.
Yeah.
Anyways, you do hit it with that 22.
Perfect. Well, if it does change it, let us know. We will, as always, we're proving Cunningham's law when it comes to learning first edition and getting things wrong. Thank you, Discord. All right, and that's a 12 on that one. So 26 in total, scorchy doodles for this guy.
All right.
So scorched. Yay, Rick's killed it, maybe. I
So-
don't want to spoil it.
It emerges from the wall, goes to grab hold of Brixby, gets shot, and then gets 2 scorching rays in the face and falls like half out of the stone, half still embedded. The stone hardens behind it, and it is dead.
Behead it. Big stuff.
Yes.
Cut it to absolute
Yeah.
pieces.
Yes. Kill it.
Yeah, I would say Kira has resisted this sort of acting out before, but she's like, yeah, on it. Chainsaw just hacks that thing to bits of rock.
Yeah, Basari will run over and hit it with the hammer
Stab
over and
it,
over as
kicking
well.
it. What's that?
Stupid!
What's the Office Space scene?
Kira puts on the leather face mask and just goes.
Yay!
Yeah, is that canonically what the gargoyle looks like?
It's gone forever.
Screw you, Walzil.
I hate it so much. Oh, I want to say so many swears.
I know, me too. It
It's
was
real,
so hard.
real tough.
Asher will just kind of, maybe a little bit without thinking, he would run forward and scoop Brixby up off of his disc and just give him a hug and say, "Thank you for murdering that."
Anytime, Doc. We got this. And gives him a big hug. No, but seriously, it was amazing how you just saved, I can't even remember their name anymore. Anyway,
Sorry.
trauma's a wonderful bond.
All right, we did it. Book 3.
Yeah, that was the end of book 3.
Check.
Everyone levels up
Wow.
3 times, and
Yes.
I'm really hoping that was the queen, because if it's not, she's not going to be fun to fight.
How is your knowledge planes, Bashari?
let me just check my stat block.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, yeah, can I roll knowledge planes on that thing?
Yes,
I'm
please.
thinking of the race.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, Basari is not trained in knowledge planes. Weirdly.
I have a +9, and that still is barely double digits, because I rolled a 3 on the die. So, nope.
No, you don't know what this thing is either.
Does it have like a dog tag around its neck that says Shadrax in common?
No dog tag. Unfortunately, there's just no real information there. It's just a horrible thing that came out of the walls.
Do we want to take a trophy?
Kira doesn't have knowledge planes, does she?
She does not.
Oh.
She does fill her pockets, per Brick's suggestion, with just bloody pieces of rock chunk. Just like, I'm going to take this home. I'm sure the chickens will love them.
No.
Oh, sorry. Did you say no, Asher?
No, it was a no to Brixby's idea. Me personally, I have absolutely no interest in remembering this, fondly or otherwise.
What is the DC for taking a trophy? Just theoretically.
We've tried this so many times. Yeah, it's the survival roll that we keep failing.
It's the basically impossible survival roll.
Hold on, I have a +1 survival. Let's.
Me too. I'm gonna.
Let's see.
I got a -2.
Hey, I rolled an 18 to aid.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's going to be a 16 total to take a trophy.
Does that succeed, Jeff?
No, not unless it's a CR1 creature.
It is not.
I mean, it's
It's
dead.
15 plus the CR.
How much CR does a dead Zill have?
You're gonna chip off a little skin. Wiggle a tooth out, maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, hopefully that's a big bed, but
I mean,
let's look alive regardless. Does anybody need healing?
yeah, like a bunch.
That's her
I'm
saying
still
that,
raging.
not the Zill, right?
The Zill goes,
It's like, oh, me too.
Shut up, wall baby. Wall monster.
Asher did roll pretty hot on a lay on hands for Kira. 11 on 2d6, and
Nice.
it removes your fatigued condition.
Woo woo.
And if she needs more on top of that, everything in this cave has spell resistance, so I might as well just use my spell slots healing
yeah.
people.
With Asher's heal, I'm still down 40, so I'll take
Okay,
whatever you got.
yeah. Bone Shaker is useless in here,
Please
so
don't
I'm gonna
shake my
use another
bones.
level 2 spell on... Oh, that's better than last time. That is 12 points of healing,
Yes. So
which is still not great on 2d8. There we go.
8 more from a lay on hands.
I am
And another
thriving.
13 from another cure mod.
8, 13. Kira looks great. And actually, I think that puts me only down like 7, so we're good.
Basari just stands there looking sad, watching everyone frantically hearing Kira while she's just still kind of bleeding.
I'm a child.
Take 5 more from a cure light.
Basmari, right? Basari? God, I should know her name. Poor thing. I'm so sorry.
Basari, yeah. So Basari.
We have the space dragon too. We could really
We
welcome
can,
her.
yeah. You really want to be part of the team.
Surgery on the train tracks and then expired space drugs.
Yes, yeah, this should help.
Speaking of surgery, should we be getting the rest of these eggs out, or do we want to explore more first?
Kind of hoping we're like gonna get through all of the egging that's gonna happen to any of us soon. So we can just do a
14.
collective de-egging.
Just de-egg all at once. Sorry about your eggs, but it would be better for everyone if we just kind of, took them all out at the same time, probably. Is what Brix is trying to say, I think.
It's true, yeah.
So just hang on to those. That is certainly the hope.
We're definitely not resting here. If we were to get to a point where like we were forced to rest, we would definitely just leave. Like, absolutely not. So,
Oh yeah, no, we can't
yeah.
rest in this place.
I'll be fatigued marching through the night before I rest in this stinking cave.
Rest in the Zill cave, yeah.
So it looks like from here we could go north or towards where they blew up the wall. Be nice to know a little bit more details about that, but there's something about Area B that appeals to me. Might just be that my name starts with a B.
Yeah, we put up that big sign before we even blew up the hole, and we didn't get far enough to get back there, but they've been dragging everyone. Overseer Purdy, Father Sardis, basically everyone who was still alive. They dragged them all back through there.
All right, well, fortune favors the bold and the rat on the disc.
Oh, there he goes.
Proceeds north.
I'm gonna sprint on through.
Asher loads mundane round and we'll follow.
All right. So the minecart track comes to a stop in the middle of this chamber, seemingly unfinished. And you can tell this wall in the background where they blasted through, there still remains of rubble and there's remains of the spent charges. And it opens up through there into something wider. And like if you're looking out into it, it goes beyond the ends of anybody's dark vision here.
Asher, maybe with your eyes, do you see any indication of what's beyond this passage? Is there any tracks, anything else?
Nothing I can see. Just seems to continue. I don't know whether I'm in a hurry to explore into this next area before making sure there's nothing, well, on this, off to the sides here that we didn't yet explore.
I would agree. I was just trying to see if there's constant ingress and egress out of this room. So, Bashari, do you want to let us know a little bit more about this area to the southwest then?
Oh, wait, it was the east that they came from. The east, over here. I know a compass and my cardinal directions.
The shaft to the southeast of here, we managed to round up a bunch of the hatchlings down there and set some charges and blew the passage. So that was the best we managed to do, was take out a bunch of them there. And you can see that the mine track continues into a dead end of just collapsed rocks and blasted out wooden barrels that was the charges.
So aside from the room that is to our south, that was like a bunch of mining cars piled in front, that we heard some noises behind. Our two options are to the west and to the north, correct?
Yeah.
Basari, do you know anything about the mine carts blocking to the east, shortly entering the tunnel?
When we checked it out, it appeared that someone had barricaded themselves inside. The metal carts might have stopped the stone creature, but it could go straight through the walls. There's no protection to be had.
Bashari, how about the medallions by the door? The necklaces, what are they?
The miners are supposed to put their medallion up when they go into the mine so we know who hasn't come out, and then they take them down when they return for the day. But no one returned from first or second shift on the last day, and then I think everyone else from the camp. I can't imagine anyone stuck around, or after they started dragging people off, they either took off running or were kidnapped by whatever that thing was.
Thank you. You're a survivor. You're very strong. And,
Looks back,
shouldn't feel guilt.
heads north.
Is there nothing to the west worth exploring when we first walked in? Does that track end?
We found a statue down there. It's still mostly buried.
Oh.
But there's something down there, and then off to the west of this chamber, there's a large chamber with a pit in it.
Statue? Well, that's ominous.
Pit?
Yes, it's just one of the more successful excavations.
It looks as though there is some sort of perhaps large creature in plain sight to the southwest.
Yeah, can we see that? I was just playing it like it was in a pit, but I assume the pit is probably a little bit to the north. Was it just chilling? Because Brix is not just like, what's up, and cruising towards his death.
Yeah, the pit's off to the north. There is a big hulking kind of thing in that room, just sort of scuffling around like this big armor-plated beastie do. It's just chilling.
But it's not a Zill. It's just some other thing hanging out in there.
No, it's not a Zill.
Okay.
It's big armor, kind of chompy doodle over there.
Knowledge for Chompy Doodle.
It would be an arcana, like a knowledge arcana.
Never mind.
Woo! That's probably not
24.
what Brixby got. Yeah, it's an 18.
That's not bad.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's a boulet.
Alright. So, I believe what's down there is called a boulet, and I don't know how many questions I have about it. But I will tell you one thing my father told me is, every time you see a boulet, sashay away.
Oh, well, these things are underground predators. Since they have the huge fin on their backs and the sort of armored plating, they've earned themselves the nickname of land sharks. They do occasionally ring the people's doorbells and say, singing telegram, but don't fall for that. It's just the boulet.
They will eat you.
They will eat you when you open the door, even if they try to change it later and say they're a plumber. Still the boulet.
Robert Boulay. Then let's check out maybe the statue instead.
Wait, did I get any questions at all with that roll?
Yeah, you do have one question.
All right.
Anything anyone would like to know about this? Maybe special attacks, abilities, or defenses? Rack my brain.
I mean, are we going to fight this thing, or are we just going to...
Does it detect as evil within 60 feet?
It does not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a random animal in the cave.
I guess special attacks or abilities is probably... Or defenses, he kept saying armored plating, armored plating.
Yeah, what do we... I'm kind of concerned about how it could potentially kill us the most. Versus how we could kill it, but... it is true, right? We have limited resources. We could pull the old I go invisible and zoom about the room and see if there's anything worth it in there, but that does risk a fight, right? Or we could leave it for the way out. I actually have most of my most powerful magics that I haven't used.
I have all of my level 3 spells, all 3. So... Yeah.
If he's on the disc, Tremor Sense wouldn't be able to sense you
Nope.
right on the
Yeah,
disc.
it does not work.
Okay.
That's one of the big reasons why I went for the disc.
Because something tells me the giant thing that can swim through the ground probably has Tremor Sense.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely hit myself with an invisibility and have minutes of tooling around in there.
Brix, can I ask, if you go over there and don't get eaten by a land shark, what do you think you're going to find that would make it worth fighting the land shark? Just because it's real big.
We might not even have to fight it, per se. But at the same time, I'm willing to, as I said, sashay away.
Right. Maybe we do that now, because it does look like it's getting closer.
Yeah, sashay. But I don't know if I can make it do this squeezing.
Do we want it to know it's
Squeezing.
here? It does seem like it. It does seem like it knows that we're here.
I think it's flavor chasing us.
Well, it can.
Yeah.
You guys have been talking 50 feet from it. It could totally hear you. And it's not the smartest thing in the world, but it's it's gonna wander on over and go these little meals. I might have to start digging on toward them.
Alwyn.
Yeah, it might follow
Okay, well,
us.
then let's just slowly go in the direction we think the Zill are. Just quick enough that this thing keeps following us and we get it to eat all the Zill.
I like that.
So, Asher, you were concerned about heading north. We do have that one room with the statue near the entrance. Everyone, how do we feel about progressing forward?
I like anything that we all do together, except, get eaten by land shark.
I feel like this is just the jewel of this place, and we're inevitably going to have to fight this stupid thing. We're just going to see it at first, and then we're going to come back out here, and it's going to pop out of the ground, and Sam is going to make us fight it on the way out.
Oh, definitely.
So, I mean, I'm cool with going in and seeing what horror lays to the north.
All right, you're too cool for the chul. I get it.
Too cool for We used that one already. Hey.
Well, it's not a chul. I have to come up with.
It's a bool.
It's okay
Yay.
to run away from the boule.
I like too cool for Bool.
All
Yeah,
right.
then the lay isn't there.
So, back to Area B.
Up north. Let's do it.
Well, Robert Boulay waves goodbye.
Did we get a feeling from Basari how long ago it was that Purdy and Father Sardis were taken away, was it around the same time as she was captured? Was it a day before? I mean,
No, it would have been.
are these people possibly still alive, or are they long gone?
It would have been after she was captured, so within the last 24 hours, probably less.
Oh,
Let's
wash
feel like-
off those grippers.
Yep. Yeah, and if they're going to be in the walls, they're not here, or otherwise they would have been shouting in the Boulay room.
Well, if you are proceeding into the tunnel beyond the end of the map here, into Area B, as is so conveniently named, it opens out slightly, gets a little bit bigger than the initial passage through, into a pitch-black corridor that extends farther than the eye can see. And obviously, I mean, you all have dark vision, so you can all see the sort of black and white, like just barely illuminated, unworked stone. If you just keep going, it's sloping slowly down and curving on sort of counterclockwise, and the stone is rough continuously, and it just keeps going and going, and you've been going for long enough that it's probably like close to half a mile
Oh my god.
when you start to feel something under your feet, and you can see it with your dark vision, actually, I guess, that there's like just a blanket of lichen forming in. Like, first it starts to cover the floor, and then it creeps up the walls until it's like basically a coating over everything, getting progressively thicker, and it goes up onto the ceiling as well. And the sound of running water joins you as you're working your way down, like it's following the same path you are, just like a light trickle, but also a distant roar. And as you get close enough to hear it, and you're still working your way down this corridor, can everybody just roll me a quick fortitude save?
Is it against disease?
I think it's technically a disease effect, yes.
Oh, tight. Alright, this is the 19 from Brixbo.
To what was that total?
19!
All right. How about Kira? You've got something good, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a 31.
All right.
I just saw everyone else react, and now I'm sad.
Asher, how about you? You got bad saves.
So Asher did. My fortitude saves have been getting better. A 1, a 2, and now a 3 on the dice. However, if it is a disease, then Homeboy's immune.
Oof.
That 3rd level paladin immunity to all diseases, including supernatural and magical diseases, including mummy rot.
Haha.
Problem is,
no,
I
no.
did say the wrong thing. It is a poison effect.
Oh, well then, yeah, he's probably dead. 16.
All right. Does Brixby's roll change at all with it being...
17.
Okay.
I lose 2 on that one.
And Basari got a 16. How about Alwyn?
Alan is really thinking having a +6 to charisma and everything else very, very low, because charisma does not help with any of your saves.
Unless you're paladin.
But he rolled a... Oh, actually, I got that wrong, but it's still a... I was thinking it was a +2, but it's a +3. Doesn't help, though, because that just means my roll went from being a 6... I mean, from being a 5 to being a 6.
Heyo.
Oof. Yeah, so Alwyn's having a hard time as he's walking along. He just doesn't feel right, and he just feels weak and tired, because in addition to having those eggs remaining in his torso, he's also going to take 1 con drain and 1 strength damage.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yikes.
Oh no.
Is this a persistent effect while we're in here, or would it be worth it for me to just immediately burn my roll of restoration? Like, do I think this is going to happen again?
We could...
Can we make a roll on what's happening to me if I say, like... if he
Oh,
goes,
something's wrong.
something seems wrong.
Yeah, let me get a knowledge nature.
18 for Brixby.
Nat 20. That is a 26. I wish I would have gotten that on the fort save.
So, Alwyn, I don't know how he knows this exactly, but, he's got weird life experience that doesn't necessarily match up with most other people's. He is suffering the initial effects of low-level radiation poisoning.
Ooh. It's finally happening.
It's finally happening.
Huh.
We're all going to die.
Yeah, I think he'll, after kind of looking himself over, he'll go, "Oh, that's what that is. We have space sickness."
We have what?
You know how space it makes you sick if you're out for too long. And that's basically the only way he has to explain it. He doesn't know how to explain radiation.
No, I don't think I've ever been to space. How does everyone else feel? How does everyone else feel?
Currently fine, but this is not my best save. So this is scary for me. Especially because, again, not trying to meta, but we're not even on a map.
That's the most upsetting part by far.
Theater of the mind somewhere in some place where we're just going to get totally cancered and die. And I'm kind of worried. Do we see anything, Sam? Does it just keep going? Is it just endless lichen and all the way to our end of our dark vision?
Lichen all the way down.
Yeah, it's still lichen and a distant sound of rushing water, and the much closer sound of trickling water, and the lichen is getting thicker and thicker.
I guess we still have the radiation detector, right? We can get that bad boy a try. Boop. What does that tell us exactly?
Tells you this area is radioactive.
Is there anything to it? There's more radiation ahead or less radiation
at this point,
ahead?
it can't sense any stronger source of radiation, at least.
Okay.
As in, we continue further and we won't be more poisoned, or at least we won't be receiving a greater level of radiation than we currently are.
It's so far.
Okay.
Cool.
It's all good.
I guess let's head towards the water.
When you said roar earlier, was that a bestial roar or a nature water roar?
Like a water roar, like a lot of water movement.
I'm envisioning this because this is what my mind does anytime we go to Theater of the Mind and I'm anxious. It's the underwater level from Zelda, but now full of toxic goo. And we're just chilling in that.
Well, you're not underwater right now.
It's the waters of anxiety, Sam. Please.
Well, as you go further down the cave and keep following that persistent curve, get the sense, first very faint, but then increasing in brightness, of a green glow. And despite how faint it is, it kind of hurts your eyes just because you've been in total darkness for a while now. And the lichen here is thicker and mimics a kind of lush grass under your feet, just like a nice lawn, except it has that distinctive fungal stiffness that resists every footfall and just, doesn't feel right. And as you take a few more steps, a little more progress, the cave opens out into a massive cavern. And I'm just going to paste a picture up in the Discord here. As you find yourselves on a ledge in a huge underground, almost like a bubble that wraps around, and this ledge wraps around this open space, which extends into darkness far beyond the limits of your vision. But there is an illumination here from an underground glowing green river that rushes out of a cave wall 100 feet ahead of you and cascades over the side of the cliff and down into the huge hollow below.
Oh my god, is this the bad water?
This water is so bad. That's such a good point.
If you trace this strange waterfall as it meanders through the huge crater, it might lead your eyes to a structure, a clearly artificial stone structure that sits down at the bottom of the caldera. It's a kind of stronghold of sorts. I think. No, you know what? I'm not going to go to bed just yet. I'm going to see what everybody's thinking. What are you doing? What's the plan here?
Can we see a path down? Like, if we keep moving down this path, we will eventually reach the goo water.
If you want to give me a perception check, see if you could find a way down.
Yeah.
That is not great.
31.
Oh, now it's 31. 19.
Wow. It looks like if you keep following the path around towards the river, heading over to that waterfall, there appears to be like sort of sloped ground and like a series of bridges that have been built that like basically cross back and forth across the waterfall and follow like a series of ledges down. So you can get down to the bottom of the caldera if you follow that.
Is the radiation detector like, whoa, y'all, this is bad?
So
Or is
much
it like,
radiation.
still a beep?
The radiation detector is not a fan of that glowing green water.
Weird.
It definitely thinks that water is the source of the radiation in this area and might be, more severe than the low radiation. I wouldn't go swimming, personally.
Oh. Cool.
So is there a way to give it a wide-ish berth to go around it to approach the old structure, or do we have to get pretty close?
Well, unfortunately, to get down, unless you're just jumping off the cliff or have means of flying, you're basically going to be crossing over the river. Like, not actually through the water, above the water, but you're going to be pretty close to it.
How far does it drop down? Because I see that there are rocks here.
Yeah.
Is it not that far down to the river itself?
Yeah, well, if you look like heading southward on your map, or like your goal isn't to get across the river, it's more that getting to the bottom of this cliff face all the way down.
Yeah, I just see these bad boys over here. I don't know if they're just flavor bad boys.
Yeah, there's a couple little flavor ladders, or non-flavor ladders. There's a couple ladders you can climb. There's a little bridge that goes across, and there's some slanted surfaces, and there's, cliff faces you can climb or jump down. You're looking at a total of a good 120 feet of vertical.
Right. So, I mean, we all get across the river very easily, but if we decide that we want to do it, with the ladders and not climbing, we're going to have to cross again at least once. I mean, there's a bridge for one of them, I guess, but it looks sketchy.
For me.
Asher's just going to start jumping down.
Okay, I do want to I'm sure we've all seen these fellas on the left here, but just going to...
They're on the other side of the river. They don't matter.
Yeah,
Well, if they have a floating
on the
disc.
other side of the river, as you all are coming down, there are some...
Are they dragons?
There's some Zill-like creatures, but they're weird looking. They don't look the same as the other Zills. They don't look like the Zill that could come out of the walls, and they don't look like the baby Zills, and they don't look like Zagmander. They look kind of weirdly spidery, and they kind of rush over as they've noticed you on the other side of the river, and I'm going to say Blue horks up a loogie and spits at Kira. So does a 23 hit your flat-footed touch?
That's an incredible amount of spit. Yeah, it does.
What's the range increment on that spit?
So much spit.
That can hawk a 30-foot loogie.
How convenient.
That's exactly right there.
That's 13 acid damage as it just hawked a big old corrosive wad at you.
That's just very gross. That's super gross.
That seems like a nice time to roll for initiative.
Oh, man.
You didn't think you were out of XILL variants, did you?
Just start jumping down. Meet you at the stronghold. I'm sure it's safe there.
Asher dips.
Asher's just like, I'm done. No more XILL.
Okay, well, I'm not grappled.
You are definitely not grappled yet. Maybe these ones can't even take you into the wall.
What did you say
Who's to
that?
say?
You don't remember. You said it was like a 23 or something, right? Blur, does it count for spit?
You weren't in a rage.
Oh, I'm not raging, you guys.
Alright, what do we got for Kira's and it?
That is going to be, what did I roll? 10, 16.
How about Brixbo?
That's an 11 for Brixby with a 3 on the die.
Nice. How about Asher?
17 on the die for a 22.
Ooh, very snappy. And Alwyn.
18 on the die for a 25.
Oh, also super, super snappy. Let me just
So quick.
XILL out here. We're going to sort descending, and Alwyn is first.
So he is going to attempt to cast a spell at blue. And I'm guessing because XILL are awful and horrible all the time that this thing has spell resistance.
You might be guessing correctly.
That is 24.
You got it.
Oh, and also I will roll a... as with Izzy, I have an entirely original idea to roll a Knowledge Arcana on these guys as I'm casting a spell against him that he has to make a save, which is Will.
Alright, it is Knowledge Planes on this fellow.
It's a 29 Knowledge Planes.
With a
That was in that 20.
with a 29, you recognize this thing as a skitter spawn XILL. Which, unlike your normal XILL, which spawned from the bodies of humanoids, this thing spawned from the body of something a bit more exotic. And it managed to glean some of the abilities from its host. So this bizarre variant creature, well, you've already seen it spit acid, but you can also ask 2 questions.
I'd like to know any other special abilities it may have aside from the acid working.
Alright, in addition to
Or
the
special attacks, rather.
in addition to the ability to spit acid and the normal XILL abilities of the claw, bite, and of course the normal paralysis and implant, they have a death throes where any creature within 20 feet of them, when they die, or a short time after they die, can suffer from an explosion of acid as these things just they go up.
What do we think should be the second question? We know they'll have no weaknesses because they're horrible.
Incredible.
Weaknesses are also so niche.
Is there a question we can ask if they can physically get to us? What are their river jumping abilities like? I would like to assess river jump.
Yeah, do they have any non-combat special abilities? Maybe like something that would...
Like, if we just stay all the way to the right of the map, are we good?
Well, they do have that ranged attack. They have a climb speed, so they can run up and down these cliffs.
So theoretically, they could, get down there and then come back up the other side. But for the most part, we stay more than 30 feet away. I feel like I'm going to say that.
What
and
did that
regret
one
it.
get on its will save?
It got a 16.
That is a fail. It is confused for 1 round.
Oh, fun. XILL is confused. That's blue, right?
Blue, yeah.
All right. Are you moving? You jumping down?
You know what? Yeah, he will, as his move action, just jump down and make his acrobatics check to hopefully negate some of this damage. still rolling decent, but I don't know if that beats what Jeff's XX would get already. Is it a 15 good, or did it have to be?
Yeah, on a jump, anytime you take damage, you wind up prone.
And I'm guessing this was a 15-foot jump from the look of it.
Of course.
So I'm still going to take one thing of damage. So I'll let you roll that, and I am prone.
Alright, just 1 damage on the fall.
And as he's falling, he yells back up all of the things he learned about those Zill.
By the way!
Alright, and now on Red's turn, it's going to get itself a little bit of a head of steam, and it's going to jump onto this little island here. Trivial acrobatics check, so it makes that. And then it's going to hawk an acid loogie at Alwyn.
Oh, yay.
That is 26 versus touch.
Yeah. Believe it or not, that hits.
Oh, very, very good damage roll. Oh, wait, keep in mind, you get a +4 to your AC for being prone.
Oh, and what is this? This is acid?
Acid, yeah. It's a very good damage roll. You're looking at 18 damage.
Points.
You mean I'm looking at 13 damage?
Haha!
Show offy move. Alright, Asher, you're up.
Asher was born for this. To die of radiation in a cave getting spewed at by spider Zill babies. So Asher, as he is now a 3rd level gunslinger, from his black powder vaulter archetype gets the benefits of shot on the run. So at any point during a movement, he can make a single attack, including, which we've flavorfully done different things like reloading in midair, etc. But now I can truly legally just jump down and, as part of my movement, just pop a shot at this red spider Zill. And then, so I'll roll the attack first and then the acrobatics to soften. Deadly aim, of course. Well, thankfully, canonically, roll back the tape, that was a mundane round. Otherwise, that natural 2 would be a misfire. So, as cool as he looks, shooting while falling, that is only because of deadly aim. A 12 against touch AC.
Close, but no cigar.
He doesn't smoke anyway.
Oh, he doesn't have a cigar, though.
Ha!
True, and because, of course, I roll only well when I'm removing eggs from people, I fail a DC 15 acrobatics check with a total of a 14 because I rolled a 2. So I'll take 2d6 of damage and land prone.
Ooh, and that's 9.
Cool, so he takes 9, but does still get to reload in midair because before he lands on his back, he's able to do that. It's part of his move. So looks really cool until he doesn't.
All right. Does Basari still have Lucy?
I mean, she should, right?
All right. Well, I didn't know if you took it back. You know.
I'll take it back when we get out of Zill Hell.
Yeah, we could retcon giving her the glowy sword. That was the only other thing I was thinking about, but we don't know what it does, and if she can even use it. I guess you can. Bastard sword is simple. It's just one hand that it's exotic, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, if she wants that instead, she can have it.
Well,
But you can use it two-handed as a martial weapon.
yeah.
Does she have a pref?
Well, I'm basically asking if she still has reach, because she probably would have preferred Lucy.
Okay, then she has Lucy.
She's a polearm kind of gal. So she's gonna head down and try to make this jump over into this tiny little spot on the side of the cliff here.
Goodbye, Lucy.
Go for that acrobatics. Natural 2.
That's my dad's! Oh no.
So,
I specifically said don't break it.
oh god, and she takes 11 damage on the fall.
Just throw the hammer onto the while you fall. She's in her last act of selflessness.
She just falls into the river, and her and the hammer get swept downstream.
She's gonna take a swing from prone with Lucy. And her 10-foot
Yeah.
reach, natural 1.
Oh no.
Oh, Basari.
Sorry.
Oh, bad show from Basari.
Well,
Yeah, Basari for party rocking.
He
yeah,
accidentally hits Asher on the wind-up.
she just hides her head in her hands.
yikes. Did you mean to do that? That maybe next time.
I can't even crack a joke. This is the worst moment of my life, and I spent the last 24 hours lodged in a wall.
Yeah, with babies.
All right, Kira, you're up.
What am I gonna do? I'm not close enough to physically attack any of these things. I guess I'll just start climbing and see how that goes. Or actually, I guess I'll see if I can do a strategic fall? Careful tumble?
So there are pros and cons, right? Just to have all the info. No matter what, you land prone, so you'll have to use a move to stand up if you do the jumping. If you do the climbing, and you actually have probably the best climb out of anyone in the party.
No, you'd be surprised.
No, I'm not saying it's good, but I'm saying you're the only strength haver.
It's probably better
So
than
you
+5. I mean, a -5.
The only downside is you're flat-footed while you're climbing.
So you're flat-footed while you're climbing, and it's slow, but you're not prone unless you fail by 5 or more and actually fall.
Okay. I don't actually think climbing will be all of that helpful in this case, and I can't make an attack for this round, or probably the next one either. So
Do you have your bow still?
I do have the bow. I guess I could just shoot from here. What the heck? Let's shoot some stuff.
Well, if you want to shoot, I wonder if you should back up outside of their range, because doesn't the bow have a better range increment?
Probably.
But then there's
Let
the
me
weird
see.
cover thing of if she backs
still
further
30
down and shoots down.
Oh, right. Is this... Yeah. Actually, because red is probably now at a lower level than I am, right?
Yeah. So you actually get a +1 from having the high ground.
Oh.
Anakin.
Excellent. Okay, then I will shoot. If I take one step to the right, can I still hit red?
Yeah. Probably a little bit of cove from the cliff there, because the angle's getting steep.
Some cliff cove. All right, that's fine. I will expose myself to more spit and take my shot with a bonus. What is it? Blue, red, who has already dropped down. Oh, that's not awesome. That's a 14 or 15 with a. You said a +1 to hit. 15. Does 15 do anything?
15 does not.
Yeah. All right. Well, I tried, and that's it. That's all I got.
All
I
right.
guess that arrow's gone. Just right into the river.
Here. Blue is... Well, let me roll and see how its spit's doing. No spit right now. So
Nice.
So I think it's gonna just skitter on down. That's all it can really do right now. Let's just have a little bit of a skitter. And Brixby's up.
Brixby is going to float over to Kira and, I guess, sacrifice the beginning of his standard action. I may need a move action next round or whatever. But I want to pull some grenades out of that gosh darn bag of holding. So I don't know if that just gets us started with a standard. Do I just like open the bag and then like next round I pull stuff out, or
Because it's a full rounder.
yeah?
That's kind of a weird area, isn't it?
Because I feel like I could. Because I mean, you can split full round between two turns. That is, you can like start casting a full round spell, and then it's your next like move action turn that it can go off, and then you can have a standard that next round. I believe, right? That's how that works. You can do like half of a partial. If I were to move over, standard, open the bag, move, pull something out. Next turn, obviously, and then I'd still have a standard after that to maybe throw it.
I guess that sounds reasonable.
Okay, so that's my turn. Oh wait, no, it's planes. Probably can't learn anything more than the professor. Yep, 17.
Yeah, so that doesn't even identify them.
I don't even know what they are.
That's my turn.
Alwyn. Oh, I forgot to roll confusion on blue. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't that thing confused? Why did it get to do a bunch of stuff?
yeah, well, it did the walk. I forgot to roll confusion. It got a 94. What was that? Attacks nearest creature.
So he would attack his buddy instead of moving.
All right. Well, he doesn't have his spit. So
Oh, that must be like a
So
recharge.
it leaps down and then will.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna jump into the radioactive river to attack its buddy. It'll just basically rush.
I think it should.
Yeah, I don't think it'll, like, unless it gets the roll to punch itself in the face, I don't think they, like, will do something that will cause them... I think it says it on there somewhere. Doesn't
There's room next to it. It could just jump onto that little nubbin and give it an old
A
swiperoo.
little nub jump. You're forcing my hand here with this nub jump. All right, I'll roll the acrobatics for the nub jump. You got it. And it's gonna go for a bite on its friend. You're bullying me. It does miss.
Crits it, explodes. They both die. Chain reaction.
Okay, and then he is not confused anymore after his round's done, because it was lesser confusion, so only lasts one round.
But its friend is mad at it, so you've got that going for it. And you're up.
Okay. He is going to... You know what? Just for the heck of it, he is going to cast Glitter Dust on both of them, because he doesn't have to roll his dumb thing for that one. And maybe I'll get lucky and blind him.
Will saves for both of them. So, nat 1 for red, and a nat 20 for blue.
Oh.
So red's
Okay.
blind.
Does blue happen to have an extremely negative will bonus?
It does not.
Okay, then only red fails. So red is blind
All right.
for the duration of the spell, which is going to be 4 rounds. Actually, I think he gets a save again every round.
Mm-hmm. He does. The beginning or end of every turn. Can't remember.
Well, it's mad. It's the end of every turn, I believe.
And then for his movement, he's going to drop down the next level of this cliff.
Roll that beautiful beam footage.
That is a 14 for a 13. Is that enough?
I believe that's a fail. So you.
So is that going to be 10 feet of falling?
Are you prone?
Oh, actually, you know what? No, his action was to stand up. His action was to stand up, so he can't drop himself down the cliff.
Rolls off the side.
Just a 5-foot crawl off the
He's going to
cliff.
take a rogue dip so he can crawl and throw himself off. Yeah, so instead his action is to stand up.
All right. Red is mad and blind, so we'll roll for spit. No luck on the spit, and he's not gonna brave jump in the river in this particular moment. So we'll do that. That will save is just a 12.
That is a fail.
Still blind.
Still blind.
All right, Asher, you're up. You've got a blind opponent.
Yeah. Asher is, well, you say up, he is prone. But that's probably fine. So he is going to swift action spend a grit point to focus his aim on the blind red and do a full attack deadly aim. Immediately misfire.
Ooh.
And then as his, I guess since he only took one shot, then he can stand up.
Woohoo.
And, you know, while he stands, he will drop the one broken pistol and then draw his one from his other holster. So he can take shots next round.
Oh, yeah.
As he slowly withers away from radiation. We got this.
All right. Well, Basari is going to stand up, and she's going to say, I think I can hit it now.
Yeah, you got this.
And she does hit. So that's a D12 for Lucy.
Correct.
I think this is the first time on the pod that I have actually rolled a D12, but she does a little chunk on red. Non-trivial amount of damage. She's feeling a little bit better than she did before now, you know? She feels good about herself, and it's Kira's turn.
Kira doesn't feel great. Kira's got a bow. Still is not doing its job. Kira's also not feeling great about leaving bricks up on the thing, although he has a floating disc, so...
Don't leave because I'm in your bag.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I need one more round to pull that stuff out.
Nope, I knew that. Great, so I will keep shooting. Attempting to shoot. Come on. I think, I'm assuming I can hit both of them from here, but let's go... Which one is not blind? Is it blue?
Blue is not blind.
Blue is not blind. That's better. That's an 18. 27.
That'll hit. Which one are you shooting at?
Blue.
Okay.
Dresses and stuff.
There's 3. That's 10 points of arrow damage.
Arrowed. All right. Taking another shot.
I am gonna do that. Yes, that's a 1. So that arrow shatters and throws glass somehow into the faces of everyone around.
Makes sense. All right. That will take us to Blue. Blue is going to try for a standing long jump here. A little bit tougher.
Does that provoke when he does that?
I think, yeah, he'll provoke on the way over as he jumps. So Basari does get a swing.
Hammer time.
You can do it.
Knock him off the waterfall.
Yeah, just push him right in.
Okay, so that is a hit.
Yes.
What is her bonus? It's fine. No, not bad at all. And that was at Blue, so Blue's starting to look a little bit hurt.
Without that running start, that is a DC 20 to jump 10 feet.
Yeah, these are
So it's-
rather acrobatic little fellas.
I mean, yeah, just the listeners.
Sad up spiders.
But now that it's up in Basari's face, it is going to try to bite her. You know, sometimes you got to bite. Crack die. 25 is a successful bite. 6 damage plus acid damage. Oh no. Oh no, spoiler.
Sassy. Hang in there.
Alright, so 7 damage on Basari. That's not great for her. And then she has to roll a fort save. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Come on, Bassie. The bastard.
Yeah, Basari is paralyzed.
Oh, there she goes.
So, Brixby, you're up. Your NPC friend is frozen. You are rifling in Kira's bag.
To amend what I was saying earlier, to start a 4-round action is a standard action, and then you have to give up another standard action in the next round. So, not knowing what potential ideas Asher might have, Brixby's just going to go with one that was planted in his head, and instead of pulling out a grenade, he's going to pull out the grenade launcher. So he's holding it, and then free action, he's going to drop it. And it's going to land in Alwyn's square. And then move action, he's going to 5-foot step straight off the side of this and attempt in acrobatics to not totally house himself. I'm a acrobatic little dude. And even if I screw it up, I get 1 from every one of these, so we'll see. Cool. Yeah, so how far was that?
About 15 feet.
So, yeah. Ignore the first one and then 1 damage, right?
Yep.
So 1 damage and I'm prone on my disc.
Prone on my disc.
Alright, so we have arrived at the end of round 2, beginning of round 3. It's midnight.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm going to bed. We'll pick this one up next week.
Good night,
Night,
Sam.
Sam.
Good night, Sam.
Goodbye, Bashari.
Oh, we had such bizarre. Like, can we should at least get her name right before we kill her.
Against the machine.
Against the Machine is property of Network Against the Machine LLC, all rights reserved. Pathfinder and the Iron Gods Adventure Path are property of Paizo Publishing. See their website for more details. Theme Against the Machine was written and performed by our own Zach. See the show notes for additional music and sound licensing. If you enjoyed the show, we encourage you to leave us a review.
Should have had the dang Walzell roll for Blair.
You're not in
Blur.
rage.
Yeah.
I imagine Kira doing
yeah,
it the
not
exact
in
same way
rage.
I do. Oh, that's right. I'm not raging. Good
Oh,
point.
it's only rage. Never mind.
Is just anytime someone tries to hit her, she screams blur in their face.
You just scream woohoo from Blur's song 2 every time that it. Love that song.
You know, maybe it's always on. Maybe Kira is like the
Like the Hulk?
Mitch Hedberg joke about the Bigfoot, and she's just always blurry. That's why the pictures look like that.
Aha. Well, dick. Sorry.
Wow.
If we can cut that if we have to. I just really don't like it, and I'm not allowed to. I don't know what else to do. How do we
yeah,
express
we're gonna need the
emotion?
people from legal to weigh in on that one.
It's a Wall Richard.
Fair.